It is the Cam Dyer. The Cam Dyer. Man, I've been wanting to chat with you for a while, to be honest. Your school season, sports season was incredible. All of the accolades. I think you were just named Albuquerque Journal Male Athlete of the Year, which was well deserved. But the first thing I want to get to at is that had to have felt good, that state football championship. I haven't been able to talk to you one-on-one about it, but with all the talk, man, about Cleveland, and trust me, I was one of those guys, right? I was one of those guys like Cleveland, and they've got this dynasty running, and you had lost to them the previous year. You had lost to them earlier that season. Like, that must have felt good. Tell me about that.
Yeah, I just think we took our losses early. We learned from them. And I think that was the biggest thing. We just grew from that game, and we knew we wanted that game back, and we knew we were going to get that game back. It felt great. It was the best feeling in the world. There's no other feeling like winning state and seeing that all your hard work is paying off. You know what I'm saying? So as soon as we won, that feeling, I just remember it, and it's going to stick with me forever for sure.
And it should. Did you guys, like, as a team, hear the noise? I mean, even media like myself, I'm very much open about how wrong I was. I said, I thought, Cleveland was going to win it again. I thought you guys would give them a better game, but you didn't just beat them, dude. You bashed them, right? And did you hear other noise outside, like media, or did you always knew that's how the game was going to go? Like, what were you guys talking about internally?
Yeah, we knew that, other people were doubting us and things like that. But we didn't let that noise get to us. Coach Back has a saying, just don't listen to the noise. And that was kind of what stuck with us. We knew that, like I said, other people were doubting us, and we kind of just used that to motivate us. But we didn't, people have their opinions, and everybody's entitled to their own opinion. But at the end of the day, we knew the work that we put in, and we knew that we would be back to where we were at. We knew that we would do what we were going to do because, like I said, of the work that we put in, and the fact that we wanted that game, and the fact that we put in the work for it. So, we didn't really listen to the noise. We just went out and we played our game, and the rest was history.
So people have asked me, like, who does Cam remind you of? And the first thing that jumps on my list of all the broadcasts I've ever done, and I've done a ton of them in the state of New Mexico, is Zach Gentry. And I know you know Zach Gentry, right, in the NFL now. Yeah. And 100% you remind me of Zach Gentry, the physicality, the special athlete that you are, multiple athlete, super smart guy. And that's what you remind me of. And I said that before the state championship game. And so I was talking about this with Joel Abeda before you jumped on, is the wildest thing to me is in the state championship game, you had back-to-back massive runs. I think one was like 80 yards, and another one might have been like 70 yards. You might know the distance, but it was literally like you ran for a touchdown, you guys got the ball right back, and you ran for another touchdown. And that almost just like flipped the game completely upside down. Zach Gentry had done something like that in his career against Mayfield, was back-to-back 80-yard touchdown runs. And I'm just thinking, man, this guy reminds me of him. And not only that, now we see that you're going to flip to receiver. Zach Gentry had to flip to tight end to get where he's at. So do you see any kind of correlation? Have you talked with Gentry? Are you, see yourself anywhere like that?
Yeah, for sure. It's actually funny that you mentioned that because I saw him one time at a basketball game, and he was kind of saying the similar things about that. I grew up watching Zach Gentry. He was a great athlete. I loved watching him compete. I remember watching him in the state championship at Cleveland. I don't know exact year, but I just remember I was young and watching how big and physical he was at the quarterback position. And obviously he was a tremendous athlete. Played in the NFL for many years, and he's definitely set the tone for what I'm trying to do for sure. You said it. He's a great, like I said earlier too, he's a great athlete. And definitely, I definitely think there's a lot of similarities with us. And, I'm glad to even, be compared to him because, that's definitely a high honor for sure.
Well, you're ahead of his game in high school. You got yourself a state championship. He never won that, and so big honors. And obviously, you're dead set on repeating. I'm guessing. Let's jump into that. Now your preparations for the summer. How's that going?
Yeah, it's going real good. We got some new guys, got some guys that didn't play so much last year, but then we got some guys that really played a lot last year and are really starting to uh, I guess, lead the way a little bit more, which is good for us. I mean, we need as many leaders as we can get. Coach Back always says that he loves a player-led program, and I believe that's what we're becoming. That's what we are. I think that we're putting in the work that we need to be. And I just think the biggest thing is that we can't get complacent. And I feel like that's going to be upon us, and that's going to be something that we're going to have to keep uh, just keep talking about and keep reminding ourselves as a team. Because I mean, it's so easy for us to be like, all right, we already won state. Like, this is going to be easy again. We got me, we got Mason, we got Mark, we got Nick Mertz, we got all these guys returning. We got Cheeto, we got Tanner, we got all these guys returning. It's so easy for us to be like, all right, we're already at the top. We're just going to stay and not put in the same work. Because I mean, so many people forget the feeling that we had after, starting off the season on 3. Because I mean, that took a lot out of everybody. I mean, considering that we're one of the top teams or considered one of the top teams heading into the season. And then for us to start 0-3, and it really shook a lot of people, but mainly us. I mean, we're the team going through it. So, I mean, I just think that's the biggest thing. We can't get complacent for sure.
Hi folks, Marley Fletcher here, owner of Santa Fe Kia. Santa Fe Kia is a proud sponsor of the 75th annual Rodeo de Santa Fe. We can't help you move your livestock, but we can help you move your tack and your family.
Contact Jairo Gutierrez for a home and auto quote today.
What talent you talked about, man? Like, how cool is that? A lot of you guys going D1 too. I mean, that's nuts. Like, you just announced to Arizona State. I want to talk about that, but I mean, Mason Polsa, just announced to Wisconsin. There's Minnesota. Like, this is true talent for New Mexico. That's not normal having that many D1 guys coming out, of a team. So that's got to be cool. Like, working out, practicing, pushing each other. Like, that's got to make you guys even better, more competitive. Yeah.
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, I think we all hold ourselves to a higher standard because we know that all 3 of us, me, Mark, and Mason, we all are the guys that are kind of, on the front line when it comes to recruiting around the state. And like I said, we just hold ourselves to a higher standard, and we just make sure that we keep pushing each other and keep reminding each other that nothing. We're not bigger than the game. We're not bigger than the team. And that if we get everybody else involved, then all of our other personal accolades will come as well. And I'm proud. I'm proud of us 3 because not a lot of people would see that, kind of like you said, especially out in New Mexico, being a smaller state, not really a football state. Not a lot of people really expect that. So, I'm just really proud of us 3, and I'm really excited to see what all 3 of our futures hold, as well as some other guys. I feel like some other guys are coming along, and they're going to shock a lot of people as well.
So ASU, that's the choice. You had a lot of selection, a big choice, obviously, to make. And what I was shocked about is you're going to go to ASU and you're going to switch over to wide out, right? You're going to be a wide receiver. Talk about that.
Yeah, I mean, I always saw myself playing college quarterback. I always saw myself being in the NFL as a quarterback. It was kind of one of those things where it was kind of one of those things where it took a little bit of convincing, if I'm being honest. Once I sat down with Coach Hines Ward, he really showed me the path to the NFL. And I mean, I kind of fell in love with that. I kind of fell in love with his plan for me, him and Coach Dillingham's plan for me. And obviously, I believe in it because I'm dead set on that, and I'm ready. I mean, I'm honestly ready to make the switch. I feel like after this season, all my quarterback days will be behind me, and I'm just glad to move on and to play Division I football like I had always dreamed.
if you were going to say, okay, I appreciate it, but I don't want to play wide receiver, was there another spot that you were looking at that you thought, okay, this is where I could fit in at quarterback? Or did you just really fall in love with the coaches and the program of ASU and just knew that's what you wanted to decide?
I mean, there were some other schools that there's several other schools that were recruiting me as a quarterback. And I mean, honestly, I went back and forth with it, but once I talked to my family, once we had sat down and talked to Coach Ward, Coach Dillingham out there, and then once we had talked again, once we got home and everything, then I just kind of knew that that would be the best decision. I mean, it's hard for any kid, for any family to turn away a potential NFL Hall of Famer, Super Bowl champion, all that stuff, telling you that, he sees you as an NFL talent, especially like you don't really hear that coming from New Mexico a whole lot. Not a lot of people talk about the NFL. It seems really far-fetched. And so for him to say that, I mean, it meant the world to me, to be honest, and it meant a lot because what I heard him say was real, and it wasn't anything. It didn't seem like anything was fake behind it, and like he was just saying stuff to make me feel good about myself. Like it seemed like he really believed what he was saying, and I mean, like I said, that means a lot. So.
All right, so going to ASU, really excited about that. I know there's a big fan base here going to be rooting for you. I wanted to talk a little bit about this upcoming season now. What I think is cool is just got added to your guys' schedule not too long ago is you're going to go play in Phoenix, right? And so it's a true test. You're going to play against a really good program out there and kind of you're really representing the state of New Mexico in this one, right? Like everyone wants to see how does New Mexico's best stack up against a really good Arizona program. I'm curious myself.
Right. We're actually meeting in Flagstaff, so it's a little bit closer than Phoenix. But yeah, I mean, you said it. We're kind of representing New Mexico. We're kind of going to show everybody what New Mexico's about, and I can't wait. I mean, we definitely were excited once we heard, once Coach Back had told us that we were going to play that game. And I mean, it's always fun traveling with the guys and everything. Being on the bus. I mean, you cherish those moments and that camaraderie with the team and everything. It's always good to be there with your brothers and everything. So I'm excited. I'm excited for the game, and it's going to be our first game. So it won't be like we have anything behind us. We're going to start fresh with a clean new slate, and we're ready to kick off the season. So I'm excited.
Move over from football a little bit. I mean, obviously, fantastic athlete all around, man, with track and the success you had in track. But then hoops. I mean, how fun is it? Football is your main gig, but how fun is it to get where you guys got and play in a semifinal matchup and in such a big atmosphere against Volcano Vista, who do win, but I mean, you gave them a hell of a game. And how fun was that because I mean, basketball at the Pit, man, you know how crazy that is. I mean, I know your sister played and you support her, and there's almost nothing better than that. What was that like playing this year?
Oh man, it was so fun. It was one of the best moments of my athletic career in general. Like you said, I mean, playing in the Pit, it's different. The lights and the stands right behind the basket is different. Throws some guys depth perception off and stuff. But it's cool. I mean, I just love playing basketball. It's kind of like my outlet just to have fun. And kind of not really take. I mean, I wouldn't say take it serious, but I mean, football is kind of like my job, and basketball I get to have fun a little bit. So I mean, it's fun, and those guys on the basketball court, those are my brothers, and I love all those guys to death. So I mean, it was really fun this past year. It sucked. I mean, I thought we were gonna finish off a little differently, and I thought we had Volcano, but those guys are good.
It was a game. It was a game, man.
Yeah, I mean, I thought we had them, but I mean, it is what it is, and I wouldn't take anything back, or I wouldn't make anything different about the season. So.
All right, let's jump into something a little more fun. Like so I always have arguments with everyone about what like the best football movie is. What is Cam Dyer's go-to like pump me up football movie out there? Is there one like you go Friday Night Lights, Remember the Titans? What is it?
It's definitely Remember the Titans for sure.
I think
that's the best. That's probably one of the best movies made ever for sure. So, I mean, I love Friday Night Lights too. There's nothing like Friday Night Lights. I mean, just the feel of everything, the fans, the band playing, everything like that. Like, that is true. But I think Remember the Titans is definitely the best football movie ever made, for sure.
There it is. Remember the Titans. I have to agree with you. I battle back and forth, man. I think it's Friday Night Lights one day and then Remember the Titans the next day. Okay, if you weren't going to play football in college, what sport would you try to play in college?
Probably basketball, honestly. Probably basketball. Honestly, coming into high school, I didn't know really which one. I mean, I always knew I was a little bit better at football. I felt like I was more comfortable, especially because my dad and my brother, seeing them growing up playing and everything. We're a football family. So, but I mean, I really like basketball. I really love basketball, and I really thought I was pretty good at it, and I had a good shot of playing at the next level coming into high school. But yeah, probably basketball for sure.
There it is, man. Appreciate you joining us, Cam Dyer. Best of luck. We're going to be looking forward to a big season from you, man.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you guys. Thank you.